Hey guys, Avery here with Skip's Tactical Solutions, and I'm here with another episode of Talk to Me Thursday. So as you guys come on, please let me know where you're joining from. And if this is your first time tuning in, please let us know that it is your first time. Hey Judah, and hello Yarn Dragons, how are you? All right, so the topic for tonight, we are going to be talking about some things that you need to consider before you start to conceal carry. So if you are already conceal carrying, please make sure that you interact with this. And even if you're not conceal carrying already, I definitely want you to tune into this one. And if you can share this with a friend or a family member, I would like that as well. Hey Tremaine, hey Tip, and hey Leah, thank you for joining. Andrew, hey, how are you? All right, so we did something a little bit different last week, and I liked it, and I think a couple people that were on the live liked it too, so we're going to do it again this week. So we are going to do a giveaway probably midway through the live, and then we're also going to do another giveaway at the end of the live. So make sure that you stay tuned because you have to be on the live in order to win. And I'm going to announce the person that won for last week's giveaway. So at the end of this video, I will announce a giveaway for the people who comment in the comment section of the video. So make sure that you tune in and comment because you will be entered to win and it will be announced next week. So the winner of last week's giveaway is Kelly Davis. So Kelly Davis, make sure that you send me a message so that we can get your gift sent out to you. And the gift from last week is Primary Arms hat, which kind of matches my outfit this week. Primary Arms hat and also a Primary Arms patch. So congratulations to Kelly Davis. Make sure that you send us a message so that I can get the gift out to you, all right? Hello, everyone that is tuning in. Like I said, I would love for you guys to share this video with someone, and I will also like for you to give this video a thumbs up if you like it, and make sure that you guys interact. If you have any questions, feel free to post your questions below, and if I don't get to your questions, we will still try to get to it. All righty. How is everybody doing this week? And for those of you, I think I did a bad job last week of kind of starting off the video with who I am. I am Avery. I am the owner of Skip's Tactical Solutions. I am a firearms instructor, and I have been instructing for almost 11 years. So I started this business, Skip's Tactical Solutions, because I felt like the gun community needed more people that were kind of different. All right. So make sure that you send any questions that you have and interact, guys. All right, so tonight we will be talking about some things that you need to consider before you start to conceal carry. So I would definitely like to know how many people that are tuning in are people that conceal carry. And if you're not someone who conceal carries, maybe let us know why you're not conceal carrying. I'm gonna go ahead and ditch my gum, guys, because I get pretty vicious with the gum chewing. So Leah said, yes, I do, but open carry. Texas Outlaw said, joining from right outside Chicago. Thank you so much for tuning in. Tip said, I got my permit, but haven't started carrying yet. Need a smaller gun. Andrew said, any belt recommendations for concealed carry? I currently use Bigfoot gun belts. Gun loving grandpa said, hey everyone, hey, how are you? Alrighty, guys. So this, like I said, will be a interactive live, and I want to make sure that you guys get something from this. So make sure that you are interacting with everyone. If you have any questions about Conceal Carry, please make sure that you comment down below so that we can see your questions. And really quick, I want to let you guys know, if you have not checked out my latest video on my YouTube channel, please check it out. I did a review on the Palmetto State Armory AR pistol 10.5 inch. So I would love for you to, and it's 5.56, so I would love for you to check it out and give me some feedback on it. And a lot of people have been on the lives and have been asking me when I was going to post any videos of me shooting. So that is one of the videos of, I think that's the first video on the actual YouTube channel of me shooting. There's been some other videos that I posted on like Facebook or Instagram, but that's the first YouTube video of me shooting and giving a just like a basic gun review. All right. So everybody that is here, thank you so much for tuning in. Like I said, I am Avery, and I want to start this off with, if you have not already received your concealed carry license, I really want you guys to think about why you haven't gotten your license, and just really think about a lot of the things that have been going on recently. So there has been a little bit of everything going on, a little bit of everywhere. And if you haven't been tuning into the news, then I want you guys to know there have been some threats made, I guess, and people have been able to stop some of these people ahead of time. So if some of these people would not have commented on social media of their intentions or whatever it may be, then who knows what may have happened. So please don't get into the mindset of, hey, you know, this isn't going to happen to me. I live in a very safe community, because these things are happening everywhere, and they're happening all over the United States. And we definitely have to be in control of our own safety, okay? So if you live in a state where the requirements may feel like you have to jump through 15 hoops, pay $200, and do X, Y, and Z, you have to really think about what is important to you. And everybody has their own priorities, but I really want you to know that these things are happening everywhere. And where I live, which is a safe place, right? These things are happening. Like, there was a threat called into like my local Walmart. So please don't get into that false sense of security, because I want you guys to be proactive versus being reactive. Because once you become a victim, that's going to be something that you're going to have to live with for the rest of your life. So that's why I have taken on this mission of educating people on personal safety, concealed carry, and just situational awareness, being your own first responder, because we never know what's going to happen, all right? So please make sure that you share this video with someone else, because I hear a lot of people say that they know people who are scared of guns, or they know people who don't want to take their safety into their own hands. And I just feel like we have to do our part in educating each other, because you just don't know what you don't know. And sometimes the older generation, they were taught that guns were bad, guns kill people, and sometimes that just gets passed down to the different generations. Or also depends on where you live, because sometimes if you live in a city, all you see is gangbangers and people who are doing bad things with guns, and you don't really see the people who are good that actually have guns. So the first thing we're going to get into is concealed carry and the training that you're going to get. So a concealed carry class, for different states, there's different requirements. So sometimes you have to look at these things from a wider lens, because your state may have a certain requirement, but a different state may have another requirement. Like in Florida, there's no certain amount of hours that someone has to be in a class. And for a different state, like say for Texas, they may have to sit in a classroom for 8 hours and complete a qualification, like a legit course of fire. So first things first is you need to know where you reside and know the laws attached to your state. So before you even start your whole concealed carry journey, you have to be legit. You have to be legal, all right? So first things first, we need to find out the legal way to do it. And for me, the one thing that I recommend to people is you need to go straight to the source. So I don't want you to Google Conceal Carry Florida, right? So I reside in Florida. So some of the things that I'm going to talk about from the Florida perspective versus United States, because there's no one standard for the United States. So for Florida, if I want to inquire about getting my concealed carry license, the first thing that I'm going to do, I may initially Google Florida concealed carry, but I want to go directly to the source. So I'm going to find the state's resources when it comes to concealed carry. I do not want to go to a third-party website. I want to go directly to the source. And for Florida, that's going to be freshfromflorida.com. And I'm going to go there and I'm going to find out all things regarding concealed carry requirements. So for the state of Florida, a requirement is to take a certain course or provide certain certificates. So you want to make sure that you do these things the legal way, okay, guys? You want to do it the legal way, because once you have a firearm and you're not doing it the legal way, please know that that's pretty much like a felony, misdemeanor felony, and then you're never going to be able to carry a gun legally, okay? So first things first, we need to find the requirements to be able to get our firearm concealed carry license legally, okay? So for Florida, it's called your concealed weapons license. For a different state, it may be called a concealed handling license. Like they vary across the US of what they're called, but they're all pretty much the same. But some states, it is a concealed weapons license. Some states it's only firearms, but for the state of Florida, they differentiate between weapons and firearms. So that is very, very important for you to know that a weapon and a firearm are two completely different things. So if anyone is on the live right now and they don't understand the difference between a weapon and a firearm, I would love for you to comment below. And I also want to put something else out there. This is a safe zone for everyone. So there is no talking down to anyone else. This is a training environment. This is a learning environment. So feel free, if you do have questions, don't feel like someone is going to chastise you just because you ask a question. Because there's no such thing as a stupid question, because you just don't know what you don't know. All right, so seems like everyone knows the difference between a concealed weapon and a concealed firearm. Clover, Skip don't play no games. So Doria said, I always thought weapon meant harmful or harming. So for the state of Florida, they say if anything can cause like lethal damage, like lethal means that you can kill someone, right? Then something as far as like a stun gun that can kill someone, that would be something that would be a lethal weapon, right? But a firearm is a gun. So some people think weapon as in a gun, but a firearm is a firearm. And then a weapon, you can use anything as a weapon, right? You can use a knife. You can use a bat, anything could be a weapon, but there's certain things for the state of Florida that they break down, and you cannot conceal certain things that are considered weapons. The Texas outlaw has defined what a weapon is for us, so thank you so very much. All right, so that's the first thing. You need to know what it is for your state and go through the legal requirements, okay? So if you cannot find out what that is for your state, then feel free to reach out and I'm more than willing to help you. But I'm one that goes directly to the source. And I teach this in my class. I want them to go directly to the source because if a third-party website is doing that, if they are hosting, say, Florida conceal carry laws, right? If they're hosting that and something changes, and say for instance, if I was maintaining my website, right, and I have a section up there and everyone's coming to my website and they're looking for Florida concealed carry information. But what if something changed and I didn't have the time to update my website? So if I didn't have the time to update my website and you come to my website and you're thinking, oh, I'm going to go there and everything's going to be updated, and it's not, then if something happens, you can't blame it on that third party because you didn't go to the source and find out the right information. All right. So I want you guys to go directly to the source. And I am the queen of screenshotting things that apply. So when I go to the website and I take my things directly out of the Florida statute breaks down everything. And if it is something regarding a place that you can have it or cannot have it, and I'm like, okay, well, this is going to apply to me, then I can screenshot that. But the website, Fresh from Florida, is on my home screen on my phone because when I need to get to it, I want it to be readily available, and I don't want to be, because maybe if I need to get to it, I may be really stressed out and I may just be really flustered and not be able to get to it as quickly as I need to. All right, guys. So if you know the law and you are well versed in these things, then you can be not sure, but you can pretty much know that you're going to be covered and that you won't get caught in a situation to where you're like, oh, well, I don't know, or I thought, because those things really don't go over well when it comes to you breaking the rules. They're not going to be like, oh, well, this time it's okay, because it's going to be involving a gun. And when it comes to that, they're not really lenient on that at all. All right. So first things first, we're going to talk about alcohol and guns. You have to know the requirements for your state when it comes to alcohol and firearms. Everybody has their different isms around different things, and you need to know if your state allows certain things. So when it comes to alcohol and guns, you need to know if your state does not allow you to be in a facility that has alcohol in it at all. You need to know if there's other requirements when it comes to alcohol and firearms, because you do not want to get caught and you break the law. So say for instance, if you were somewhere and you did have your gun and something happened, but you saved the day, right? You could still get in trouble because you had your gun, but you were not supposed to have it in that place, all right? So I know here for the state of Florida, it is if the primary license for that place is to serve alcohol, you cannot have your firearm in there. If you're going to a restaurant and they also serve alcohol, you can still be in the restaurant portion, just as long as it's not, if that facility isn't primary for serving alcohol, okay? So a good rule of thumb is you don't want to sit at the bar, because you sitting at the bar, like, that would mean that you're probably going to drink alcohol, but you're surrounding yourself with that environment of the alcohol. So if you're going to a restaurant and you're carrying, but let's say for instance, say Applebee's, right? I would just make sure that I sit by myself, like in the dining area, versus sometimes people like to just sit at the bar if they're by themselves. So if you're carrying, you just go ahead and sit off to the side by yourself and, you know, have a good old dinner by yourself, but definitely don't sit at the bar if you are drinking. Another thing with concealed carry and firearms, if you feel like everybody has their own different isms, but for some people, they'll say, okay, I can have one drink. And you need to know your rules, your tolerance when it comes to firearms, but just know that you don't want anything that's going to impair your judgment, right? Because now you have your firearm, and if something happens, then there's going to be a lot of different things are going to be involved, and you don't want to be in the wrong, all right? So alcohol, firearms, you need to know what your state's requirements are. And if you're going to be traveling, right, you need to know what those requirements are for the states that you're traveling to. Say if you're going to like a family vacation and you're taking your firearms, and you're like, okay, well, when I get there, I may carry when we go out to eat and blah, blah, blah. So, but we'll get more into traveling with your firearms as well. Let me check out these comments. All right, so the Texas Outlaw said alcohol and drugs and firearms don't mix. Absolutely. Marv said, not a good mix for me, which is why I stay away from it. Anytime I even pick my gun up, even if I just look at it, no alcohol. That's just me. Rob said, I got a question for you. If you wouldn't mind at some point, just got a new gun, and now my lady and my kid are finding out how do it get and not end up being the bad guy. So Rob, for that, you may need to have just brought two home. One for me, one for you. Then she's happy. So Vanessa said, knowing if a CCW weapon can be carried in the place you're visiting as well. Yes. All right, guys. So these are some really good comments. Thank you guys for commenting. All right. And something else with that is, I think it was Vanessa Kitty. Make sure that you know if you're going into a zone that's gun-free or not. And for me, when it came to me carrying, I initially thought about a lot of the places that I frequented, and I kind of listed them and made a note of which places were gun-free zones, which places I could carry, okay? And when it came to that, there were some places that I frequented that I was like, okay, so my kids' school. So I have two kids. So when it comes to my kids' schools, I know that I cannot have my firearm with me. When it comes to any kind of federal places that I'm visiting, I can't have my guns with me. Okay. And then another place that I frequent is the post office. So how many people know that you cannot carry at the post office? And another thing that I really, really want to stress right now is just because somewhere is a gun-free zone, you may not see the sign for you to not carry there, okay? There may not be a sign where you see it that says no guns, or the one sign that has the pistol and then the red line through it and the circle around it. You may not see that sign. That does not mean that you can carry there. You can't go, oh, well, I didn't know and I can't. Yeah, definitely not. Sorry, Andrew, that was funny. People go postal in the post office. So you just have to think about the different places that have restrictions, typically federal, like and also if you think of any place where you typically have to go through armed security, then, or just a security in general, then typically you can't. So Rob said, I can't at my post office for some reason, so they say. And at my local post office, I never saw the sign. And so one day I asked them, I was like, hey, do you guys have a sign? And if so, like, can you carry it? And they're like, no, you can't carry in here. And yeah, we have a sign. And I went back out and then I came back in and I was like, so I don't see a sign. And they're like, it's there. But I still to this day have not seen that sign. So yeah, can't carry. And he was just like, there's a sign there. And I'm like, no, it's not. So the average person who is not well versed in the concealed carry laws in their, well, just in general, they may not know that. So like I said, there may not be a sign. So if there's not a sign, then it's up to you to know the places that you go and if they're gun free or not. And when it comes to gun free zones, they're typically, and I'm not saying a post office is, but a lot of the times when people are planning these attacks, they're going to places where they feel like people will not be able to defend themselves. So that's typically in gun-free zones where you're not going to be able to have your gun. So that's something to be aware of. In gun-free zones, you become more of a target because people target places where you will not be able to fight back. Sorry guys, just checking out some of the comments. Sorry guys, I'd be laughing at your jokes because they're funny. So the Texas outlaw said gun-free zone should mean like if you go there you get a free gun, but that's just me. Laugh out loud. And Rob said some courts as well. Yes, typically the courthouse you're not going to be able to carry. And another place is when you go to vote, you're not going to be able to have your gun. Those are gun-free zones. So Tremaine said movie theaters sometimes have their signs hidden, but if they are shown in plain sight, they just don't get my service. And that's another thing. Some people say if some of these places are gun-free zones, then they're just not going to get your service. And that's perfectly fine because if they change their rules, then maybe they could get different customers, but you support who you want to support. And if they don't support that type of lifestyle or mindset, then I don't feel like they should get my gun. So another place that we're going to talk about is the airport. How many of you have traveled with your firearm? So Mr. Slick said, Illinois, the public transit is also off limits. So something about the public transit though, like a lot of the people who say, especially if it's a female who may be traveling during the dark by herself, like not just a female, anyone, I would definitely want to be protected if I'm out in public doing the public transit. Okay, so for those of you, so I have also traveled with my firearm when it comes to traveling on an airplane with your firearm, it is very complicated. So for those of you who have, do you feel like it was a complicated process And when I say complicated, I just mean that you don't just have to think about one thing. You have to think about several things when it comes to concealed carry, when it comes to just traveling and bringing your firearm to another state. And for those of you who have done that, or even if you haven't done it and you have information on it, can you share some of the things that you have to consider when it comes to traveling by airplane with a firearm? And for me, I haven't traveled with my firearm like as a civilian. I've done it as a service member, but still as a service member, there's requirements that we have to meet. Skip has not taken her gun to Cali. There's not much of anything that I want to do in California. All right, so one of the first things that you have to think about when it comes to taking your firearm to just even another state, because you're getting on an airplane and you're possibly going to another state, right? You have to think about reciprocity. And what reciprocity is, so let me back this up a little bit. Let me back this truck up a little bit. Whenever it comes to you traveling, in general, traveling, right, with a firearm, you have to know if the other state, you have to know if the other state has reciprocity with your state. Reciprocity is if they honor your state's concealed license. Okay, guys? So driving, taking a train, taking an airplane, whatever it may be, you have to make sure that that state has reciprocity with your state. So you can easily check that by going to the source, which is going to be the website for those states, okay? So if I'm going from Florida, let's say, Florida to, I did a trip to New York one time, but we drove. We had to look up all the states that we were going through, and then we had to also figure out where we were going to stay because we knew that we couldn't take our gun certain places. So by airplane, you have to make sure that you know, okay, well, if you have a layover in a certain state, then you have to factor that in as well. Or what if you're doing like a trip and you're going to different states? So you need to know, okay, this state has this law, but then this state has this law. There may be a state that you just have to completely bypass because you're like, yeah, not so much. I don't want to deal with that, especially if you're driving. If you're driving, you can just detour and not go through that state. But like Tremaine said, call the airlines ahead of time. And he said, I don't carry ammo with me, so I purchased ammo in the state I arrived to. So I've definitely heard many people talk about that. Mr. Slick said, screw it, I'm driving. Can you say road trip? But what if it's like a 20-hour road trip? Yarn Dragon said, it's a pain. So Texas Outlaw says, speaking of reciprocity, and I just want to take a quick second and let you guys know, it took me a really long time to learn how to say reciprocity. Sorry, but it did. So Texas Outlaw said, speaking of reciprocity, please call or write your reps, congresspeople, and the POTUS and demand national reciprocity and national constitutional carry. Thank you so much for sharing that. Rob said, I used the USCC, did I say that right? USCCA map to travel to Florida. It worked well, and at the time, I was still able to be a member. The map is free for all, though. Thank you so much for sharing that. Jazzcat said, dang, that necklace tells me someone ain't playing. Black Man said, if you travel in your RV, it's hard. Is that a question? I think that's a question. And if that is a question, are you asking, what are you asking? Are you asking if storing it is going to be hard, or just having it in general, or just living in the RV? All right, so Tremaine shared with us that you call your airline. You definitely have to call your airline and say, Tremaine said that he travels several times a year. If one time he took, say, Southwest, right? And then he was like, yeah, that process is stupid. I don't like how they make you do X, Y, and Z. I'm going to go with a different airline the next time. And the next time, let's say he took American. You cannot automatically assume that one airline has the same requirements as the next, okay? So do not assume that they all have the same requirements. But like I said, you have to check reciprocity and make sure that that state that you're traveling to honors your state's license, because if they don't, you can arrive and get locked up. And I don't think anyone wants to have like a trip plan and then they get locked up. No fun for anyone. And another thing that I want to stress about carrying a firearm with you traveling, if you're traveling by airplane, you cannot take that gun past ticketing counter, okay? So if you enter airport, you cannot take that gun through TSA. I don't care if you have 5 concealed carry permits. I don't care if you have 10. You cannot take that gun with you through TSA. TSA confiscates thousands of guns every year, and I have no idea why. And even if you have something that's like a replica, just put it in your check bag, all right? Because they may confiscate that as well. So Black Man did ask about having an RV and traveling and having a firearm. And Rob said guns and RVs can be a tricky issue. You got to stay on top of it, like all gun laws. Some states see it as a home, some don't, and lots of in between. Yeah, so you just have to be very, very well versed on it and know where you're traveling. And prior to traveling somewhere, I would just make sure that you do that last quick check to make sure that you can go through that state. And if you don't, then you have to just find a detour and find ways that you can travel and not break any laws. And don't be one of those people that are, and I'm not talking about you, Black man, I'm just talking about in general. For those of you watching, please don't be one of those people that are like, I'm going to just go through this state, I'm not going to stop, because you never know what's going to happen. And you don't want to be the person that's like, okay, I'm not going to stop. And then you get a flat tire and then a cop pulls over and they ask you a million questions, and then bam, now you're in trouble because you were never supposed to have your gun in that state, okay? So just don't do that. Just try to always do everything the legal way, and that's why we want to brush up on these things ahead of time. Kellen said, what do they do with them? That is a great question. Where can we buy the TSA guns? James said TSA will take your ammo also. Yes, thank you for adding that. When it comes to traveling with your firearm, you cannot take your firearm or your ammunition on the plane with you. All of that has to be in your check bag, and you have to have it separate. Do not have your gun loaded. You want to keep it separate, and make sure that you have it in I like to have TSA approved containers, because I don't want to deal with anything whenever I get where I'm going. And I also like to have a nice storage for where I'm going. So some people throw them in a little bit of everything, but I like to have my guns in a TSA approved case so that they can get into it. Or you want to have a case with TSA approved locks. And when I say TSA approved locks, they're locks that you don't have to give them your combo. They can access it without you giving them a combo, but you want to make sure that you properly store it. I've seen people store guns all types of ways. And when it comes to, let's say, for instance, like a Pelican case or any type of case that has like multiple latches, let's say like two. So if it has two, you don't want to just put one lock on it, because if they can pry open one side, then they're going to pry open one side and still be able to get access to it, okay? So there are a plethora of ways that you can do it. I like to put mine in a gun safe, but there's a lot of different ways that you can store these and be legal and be okay. Just don't throw it in your bag, because that's not okay. So the Texas Outlaw said something to mention, Skip. If you conceal carry, what's your thoughts on concealed carry insurance like USCCA or US Law Shield? Yes, so I've talked about that before, but I will definitely talk about it tonight. When it comes to concealed carry insurance, I think it is extremely important, guys. It is very, very important. I don't push any company in particular, and I feel like concealed carry insurance is just like your car insurance. It's just like your life insurance, right? People go with different companies for different reasons. It also depends on things like your budget. So if you have a certain budget and one company may be kind of out of your budget, then I don't want someone to feel bad because they can't get that company, okay? But some things that you definitely want to think about are, sorry guys, that yawn came out of nowhere. Some of the things that you want to think about, right, is the fees. Are you going to be able to afford the fees? If one is a little too much for you, then you may want to go to the other one. But it's just like your car insurance, your home insurance. You prioritize the things that you think are important to you. But concealed carry insurance is important for the simple fact of, just think about it like your house, your life insurance, all those things. Like, I'm not going to really break that down because it's one of those things to where you may not ever have to use it, but if you fall into a situation and you need to use it, you want to be able to have the right company behind you and supporting you. And this isn't a time where you're going to be like, okay, well, let me call this lawyer and do this. You're going to have so much stuff going on, and that may be left up to your spouse, and they may not know what you need. So when it comes to these concealed carry companies, when it comes to concealed carry insurance, there are companies out there, and there are different things for different companies. You want to look at reviews, you want to look at customer service, you want to look at the price. You want to know if you're going to have to pay a certain amount up front and then you're going to be reimbursed, or is there a number you're going to call and then someone's going to show up. So please make sure that you get very educated on concealed carry insurance, because it is extremely important. I covered this in my class, and I feel like we have insurance on the things that are important. Like, we are carrying this gun every day, and we need to have kind of like that safety net to, if something happens, we know that they're going to be there and they're going to be able to defend us, all right? So if you have any questions about concealed carry insurance, there are a lot of, I'm so sorry, guys. There are a lot of companies that are out there, but I would say that I would stick to, I don't want to say companies that are popular, but kind of companies that are well known. I wish that I could like bundle like my car, my house, conceal carry. Are there any companies that offer that? All right, so James said, I'm a trucker and I take my weapon on the road with me. When I go to states where I can't carry, I store it in my TSA case. It's allowed, it can't be loaded. Thanks for sharing that. I appreciate that. Mr. Slick said USCCA just hit me up a few days ago. Did they contact you about getting insurance? And I hope that I kind of explained that right, but you want to just be able to compare. You want to know what things are important to you. So if price is a huge factor to you, then you need to look at the different plans and the policies and know what's offered and what's not and what is important to you. So Rob said if your state isn't gun friendly, you should get insurance. I love USCCA and they are giving a military discount. You don't pay anything up front and get to pick who represents you. Thank you so much for sharing that, Rob. So Tremaine said, I've been using US Law Shield for a while now. I personally haven't had to use them, but they are available 24/7, just like most insurance companies. Thank you so much for sharing that. So Texas Outlaw said, I do not conceal carry, but if I did, I would definitely have some kind of insurance, and I highly recommend it to everyone that conceal carries. Leah said they are running a special right now. Philip said, I've had USCCA for years. Good insurance, very proactive politically, and also have training options out the Gazelle. They also support numerous charities. Good to see you. Thank you so much for joining, and thank you for sharing that. USCCA also covers your hands and everything that's legal in your state, including a 2x4 if need be. Thank you so much for sharing that. All right, so you guys see that just within this live, there are people who have different companies. So definitely do your homework, know what you want, know what's available. But I think it is very, very important for you all to know that there is insurance out there for concealed carrying, okay? Because when something happens, you're going to need to be able to get a lawyer. You're going to have someone that's going to be able to defend you. These people do this for a living. Don't get up there and be like, oh, I can just represent myself, okay? You definitely want to have someone who is trained and proficient in the area come to your rescue. Because, like I said earlier, you don't know what you don't know. Rob said it's so good New York won't let me have it anymore. Oh. Alrighty, guys. So I really appreciate everyone that has been chatting tonight. This kind of went like, I guess, off plan, right? But I think that's good because I really think that some of these things that are coming up are things that, I mean, they obviously are things that people have questions about, okay? So if you have these questions, feel free to comment them. And I know for me, when it came to even just being an instructor, there were plenty of people within the Second Amendment community that anytime I mentioned concealed carry insurance, they were like, oh, I didn't know that was a thing, and I've been carrying for years. So sharing is definitely caring, and I appreciate everyone who is interacting in the comments and just letting other people know the different services that are out there or the different policies and the add-ons that these different companies have, because you definitely need to have that good word of mouth and know that people are happy with their service. It's definitely one thing when people are unhappy with their service, because they will definitely let somebody know. But sometimes when people are happy, they don't really share it as much. Another thing I just want to reiterate is, different states have different requirements, different airlines have different requirements. So do your homework. Do your homework, whether it's by car, by RV, by airplane, train, whatever it is, bus. Yeah, I want you guys to be prepared. I want you to know where you can carry. I want you to know where you can't carry. And then I want you to know all the in between when it comes to that, so that you are informed and you're always being legal. All right, guys. And so something that I want to add really quick is that Tremaine said when you do get concealed carry insurance, make sure it has the option to add spouse and kids. And I want to also add, for people who are instructors, if you're an instructor, I'm 99% sure. All right, let me take that back because I'm not. If you're an instructor, then I'm sure that you know that there is instructor insurance as well. So if you are an instructor and you're out there taking people to the range and instructing, please make sure that you have your instructor insurance as well, because you want to be legal and you also want to be safe at the same time. So I know for me, I got my insurance, and I want to say, when I think it's it's at least $1 million policy, but make sure that you have insurance as an instructor. And also, guys, if you're with an instructor and you're going out, there's nothing wrong with you asking them to see them papers. You can ask them, can I see your certifications? Because they should be an open book and be willing to share with you their certifications. I know if an instructor is NRA certified, there's a website where you can go up and you can look and see when or if they are certified, but it's definitely something that you need to do. I guess anybody can say they're trained in anything. So make sure that you are with someone who is accredited, someone that has insurance, because if you get hurt on the range, so when I take my students to a range, even if I don't own that range, because I don't own a range, when I'm on a range and I'm instructing students, they are under my insurance. All right, so that's something that as a consumer that you need to know as well. You never know what can happen on a range, so as an instructor, please make sure you CYA and you have insurance. All right. So really quick, something that we've already covered was just the basics of knowing your concealed carry laws for your state. That is very, very important. And when it comes to concealed carry, we are going to make sure that we do everything the legal way. There's not going to be any, oh, I'm just going to put this gun here. And yeah, no, we're going to make sure that we're doing it the legal way. And I guess I would be remiss if I didn't mention this. If you are able to carry without going through any sort of training, I highly recommend that you brush up on those laws, okay? So if you don't require any training because of, one, your background, or two, your state's requirements, it is very, very imperative that you still get training. You still brush up on those laws and know where you can carry and where you cannot carry, all right? And I've said this a couple times here on my channel, when it comes to Florida and military service members or even retired, if you have been honorably discharged, then you can get a concealed carry license and you not have to take any additional training. Do I agree with it? Not so much, but I just want you guys to know that you still should get some type of training. All right, so we covered concealed carry courses. That is the basic. Is taking that course, right? That's like the first step. Even if you've taken a class years ago, then what's stopping you from taking a refresher? We take refreshers on other things, and I mentioned that last week as well. There's nothing stopping you from getting a refresher course and brushing up on that, okay? And then we also cover traveling. When it comes to traveling, you need to do your homework ahead of time and know where you can carry, where you cannot carry, and different states have completely different laws. So please do not get it twisted when it comes to, oh, well, in Florida we can. And that's just like when you meet someone and say they came from like a different job. I know for me, being military, when people come from a different base and they're like, oh, well, at my base, and we're like, we don't care how you did it at your base, okay? You're at a new base, and new bases have different rules, okay? So be very, very, very careful when it comes to traveling, conceal carry, and have a plan, and then also have a backup plan as well. The next thing I want to talk about is duty to retreat. I'm not going to go too far into this, but when it comes to duty to retreat, you need to know if in your state you have to retreat. I've heard that there's some states, and I'm not well versed on all of the states because there's a ton of states, right? And they have a lot of different laws, right? But if you can avoid a situation and leave, like some states, you're not allowed to defend yourself, all right? Know that in some states you cannot defend yourself, okay? And you have a duty to retreat. Another big thing is stand your ground. Stand your ground is very controversial. Here in Florida, you hear a lot about stand your ground. And if something happens, you can stand your ground and defend yourself, okay? So if you come into a situation and you need to defend yourself, stand your ground, you can defend yourself, okay? But know what your state allows. If your state doesn't have a certain requirement, then you need to know, okay, if this situation arises, I need to run. I can't defend myself, okay? So these are very, very important because you don't want to get in trouble. And there was a story for I can't remember what state it was, but there was a guy, and I mean, I'm sure there's tons of stories out there, but there was a guy who defended himself, and I think like guys broke into his home, and he ended up getting in trouble. So, are you guys ready for a giveaway? Because I kind of feel like a giveaway coming on. If you're ready for a giveaway, I think you should just kind of comment giveaway, because I think it's time for a giveaway. Okay, so Ketchum is ready for a giveaway. Leah is ready for a giveaway. And while we are seeing who's ready for a giveaway, really quick, I want to give a quick shout out to all my Patreon supporters. I appreciate each and every one of you, and you guys are amazing. So my Patreon supporters, I know last week I said that I would be doing a giveaway for you guys soon. So I just wanted to let you know there's a reason why I haven't did it yet. And the reason why I haven't did it yet is because I have something extra super special for you guys. So my tumblers will be available next week. So I wanted to wait, and I will be giving away a tumbler to one of my Patreon supporters. So that's why you guys, I've been kind of holding out. So I wanted to let you guys know that it's why I have not did the Patreon giveaway for this month. I want to make it extra special, and I want to give you guys something that I know you're going to love because I love it. All right. So, can you bring me that tumbler really quick, please? Hey, Rob, have a good night. Shane, can you bring me that tumbler, please? All right, so for those of you who have not seen the tumbler, I'm going to show you guys the tumbler here in a second. But the first giveaway for tonight is going to be, let's see, we're going to do a sticker pack. So I have a sticker pack that I will be giving away, and it will be 10 stickers, okay? 10 stickers. And what is really nice is I just got some new Skips Tactical Solutions stickers. All right, guys. So I will be giving away 10 stickers, okay? And if you want to be entered to win one of the sticker packs, all you have to do is comment below sticker pack. All right, just comment below sticker pack, and you will be entered to win a sticker pack. And while you guys are commenting, I will just be showing you guys 10 of the stickers that I will be including in the sticker pack. If you have ordered anything from me, then you know that I like to give you guys stickers. So tonight I will be giving you guys 10 stickers. Can you bring me the tumbler, please? The red one. Can you grab me one of those skip stickers from right there, please? The bag. There's a, yep. You guys, I have an amazing helper here with me tonight, but they're just camera shy. All right, so I'm going to show you guys some of my new skip stickers. You got to tell me what you think. You can give me like a yay or a nay, but I definitely want your guys' feedback. All right, so here is one of the new stickers. Can you guys see it? So that's one. So it says Skip Tactical Solutions, Firearms Training and Accessories. So that's one. And then this is the other one. And I really like this one, so you guys got to let me know what you think. This one. So this is, this is my business logo, and then Skip's Tactical Solutions. And these are all stickers. Patriot in the Dark, I'm sorry. So the stickers just have my logo on them, and then one of them has well, actually two of them have my business name on them, and then they're actually die cut stickers, and I really like die cut stickers because I think they just stand out a lot better. So I'm sorry that you can't see them, but I really want to know what you guys think about the stickers. And then the other stickers that I will be sending out, actually, I will add one of those stickers. So this will be one of the stickers in the sticker pack. And then CMC, Glock, another Glock, another CMC for all you folks that are in Texas. And Aero Precision. This is Breakthrough Clean. So I'll just cover that up. And let's say one more. Mr. Slick, you must have seen that. Glock. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Gorilla, 9. And then to make it extra special, 10, guys. I really like this one. All right, so sticker pack, 10 stickers going to one lucky person. So if you did not comment sticker pack, oh, sorry. I don't have any glow in the dark stickers, I'm sorry. Oh, I have one more to show you guys, but it's not for sale. I mean, it's not going to be included. This one is just a different play on my logo sticker. It's just all blacked out. Almost included that one. All right. Did everybody? Alrighty, guys. So thank you so much for everyone who entered the giveaway. I want to let you know before I announce who the giveaway winner is, I want you to know that if you don't win this, it's okay, because at the very end of this video, we're going to do another one, all right? We're going to do another one for whoever is on the live. So you can just hope that everyone else drops off the live and you're the only one watching so that you can win. All right. All right, so the winner for the sticker pack giveaway, drum roll. That's not even a drum roll, but the winner for the sticker pack giveaway is the Texas Outlaw. Thank you so much to everyone who entered, and congratulations to the Texas Outlaw. Thank you so much to Yarn Dragon. What would I do without my fabulous moderator? So congratulations, your stickers will be sent out to you as soon as you send me your address. Yeehaw. And for everyone who this is your first time tuning in, thank you so much for tuning in. Sorry. All right, so your stickers are over here. And I want to show you guys really quick this tumbler. So I have the red tumblers, which this is my logo. So my logo is a S, T, and then a S, okay? So Skips Tactical Solutions. So this is my logo, and these are my new tumblers that will be coming out soon. Are you guys excited? Okay, so if you're not excited, I just really want to let you know that I'm excited. So my Patreon supporters will be receiving a giveaway of a tumbler. So if you're a Patreon supporter, make sure that you tune in to the next giveaway, because you guys will have the chance to win a tumbler. And this is so my tumblers are not this exact brand. My red tumblers are going to be a shiny red. They're not going to be this matte red. So I just want to let you guys know that. So I have red tumblers coming out, but then I have only 2 black tumblers. So if you want a black tumbler, there's only 2. Okay, so I'm sorry. But there's going to be 29 red ones because one's going to a Patreon supporter, all right? So you guys can definitely grab these next week. And if you want to do a pre-order, you can definitely do a pre-order to make sure that you have yours. I've definitely had a lot of interest in these. And the only other difference between the company that I went with is the lid for the company that I went with is a tinted dark, like a grayish color, is tinted, but it also has the, this is a slide lid, but the tumbler that I went with has a flip up, okay? It's a flip up. So you can send me a email at skipstacticalsolutions.com, or you can send me a private message on Facebook or Instagram at Skips Tactical Solutions, my business page. All right. But the tumblers will be coming out next week. I'm super excited. And these are 30-ounce tumblers, but I also want to let you know they will fit inside your cup holder, okay? 30-ounce tumblers, they'll fit inside your cup holder, and they're double walled. These are really quality products, so you don't have to worry about it sweating and leaking all over the place, okay? So make sure that you grab yours. And then if you don't know, then I'll also let you guys see the Skips Tactical Solutions tees. And then this is the back of it. All right. So these are the shirts. And you can grab a shirt too. The shirts are on my website right now. But let's see. All right, so let's get back to what we're talking about. I'm not going to have you guys here too much longer. So I really appreciate your guys' interacting with this video. And we are going to get back into this. Another thing that I want you guys to think about is when you come in contact, I want you to think about when you come in contact with a police officer, what your state's requirements are. I've heard a lot of people say a lot of different things when it comes to notifying a police officer of a firearm. Just know there are certain states where you do have to notify a police officer, and some states where you do not have to notify them per the law, okay? It's very, very important that you know what the requirements are for your state, okay? But I want you to think about certain things when you are communicating with police officers. I want you to also know that your concealed license is going to be a license that you are getting from the state. All right. So if you're telling them that you don't have and you do have it, and yeah, that's going to be a bad day. All right. So when it comes to just communicating with them, you want to be honest. And when you're honest, then people don't think that you have anything to hide. But when you lie, then you typically have something to hide. And then once you lie once, then it puts people on guard. And then now they're pissed off because you lied. And now you're going to go down like this whole rabbit hole that you could have avoided if you were just honest. So me being in certain situations at certain times, being in a law enforcement role, you just never really know the mindset of someone. You never really know what's going on. And when you deal with police officers, you don't know where they went. Like, what if their last call, like, they were fighting with someone? Like, you just don't know. So I know whenever, not to say I get pulled over a lot, I don't speed, but if I did, and if I did get pulled over, then I would probably be kind of nervous, right? And then if you're acting nervous, then now they are like, why is this person acting nervous? What do they got going on? What are they hiding? right? Now they're really on guard, and you just don't want to do that. So that's completely up to you what you're going to do. I'm not going to tell you what to do. I will just tell you, honesty typically works better, right? But also, when you're dealing with a law enforcement officer, what you're not going to ever do is go to reach for your gun, right? Unless they instruct you to do that. But if you're like, oh yeah, I have, and you go to reach for it, don't do that. You don't want to make any sudden movements because, I mean, they may think that you're going to shoot them, just to be honest. So when it comes to duty to inform, some states you do have the duty to inform, some states you do not have the duty to inform. But it is up to you, right, to do the right thing. So be very, very informed on what the requirements are for your state, guys. And if you like what I've been saying so far, I would love for you to hit that thumbs up button and show me some love. Or if you've already hit the thumbs up button, you could just show me some love in the comments. And if you haven't shared this video with someone, I would love for you to share this video as well. And then one more thing that I want to talk about. Yeah, so let's see. Texas Outlaw said, always put yourself in the light of right. Yes. Marv said, sad people are being killed unarmed. The officers are yelling he has a gun and none found. Yes. So Marv, that is completely true. And we all know that, just to be quite honest, there are good cops and there are bad cops. Just like there are good whatevers and bad whatevers. So when it comes to that, if you're not comfortable doing something, you have the right to tell someone that you're not comfortable to do something. And I've seen a lot of nowadays where people are live streaming what they're doing with the cops, that whole interaction, so that they will be able to just be covered if something happens. Like, if you're not alive to tell your side of the story, then you're not alive to tell your side of the story. But I recently saw a movie, and for the life of me, I can't remember the name of the movie, but it like totally like enraged me. Like, I was so pissed off. But it's not just the movie, and I get very enraged when it happens in real life. So just know that is going on out there, and I definitely want to make sure that everyone is doing as much as they can, right, to not encounter those situations. But sometimes, I mean, I'm sure all these people didn't want to encounter those situations either. But just be very aware that there are people that are out there. Oh, hey, Marv. So I did see your email. I haven't ordered those shirts yet, the other logo shirts, because I I saw your email, but I haven't ordered those shirts because I had to go with a new vendor for the shirts. So the original shirt that came out, I want to get rid of half of those before I do the new ones. But I have your email. I'm not ignoring you. I wanted your size so that I can make sure that I get your size ordered when I order it. I can never forget you and Young Dragons. So Foster said, being pulled over is naturally an unnerving experience. It's not fun. Not fun at all. And it definitely isn't fun when you have to pay a ticket. It is not fun at all. All right, so I also want us to talk about the fact of having firearms in your vehicle. I know that there are a ton of firearms that are stolen out of vehicles all the time. It is very, very important for you to make sure that you are properly storing your firearm. You don't want to make yourself more of a target than we already are. So when it comes to storing your firearm in your vehicle, you have to make sure that you are allowed to have it. You have to make sure that you know the property that you're going to, right, allows your gun to be on their property. If you can't have your gun on the property, and there's a whole lot of different things that are considered in that as well, but if you can't have your gun on that property, then just saying, oh, I'm just going to put it in my car, that may not suffice, okay? So if you store your gun in your car, also know that there are criminals, and I call them criminals because they're going around committing crimes. There are criminals who are targeting vehicles. Like there was a whole lot of firearm thefts in vehicles in my area. So that's just something that you have to be very aware of. And if it happens, you have to make sure that you report it. So Marv said in New York, upstate, we have to put the gun in the truck and the bullets in the front. Thank you for sharing that. And if you guys have any questions concerning this, make sure that you type those questions down in the comments below, because I definitely want to make sure that even if it's not me getting to your question, that someone in the comments can get to your question, or if you have a concern. But something else that I really want to talk about tonight is if you have any hangups around it, like, so you haven't carried because of this, or if you haven't carried because of that. Sometimes we don't really pull the trigger. You guys get it? Not funny. Sometimes we don't really pull the trigger on those things because we have hangups that may not necessarily be things that we should have hangups for. So you have to know that if you want to conceal carry and you even have the minor ability, right? And you just have to get educated on it, right? And talk to someone that you're comfortable talking to, because I will never say, oh, you're stupid if you don't carry, right? Because it's not for everyone. And I don't want someone to have a gun that doesn't need a gun. So talk to someone that you feel comfortable talking to and get educated. And you can get educated on firearms and not ever carry a firearm, right? But you have to know, and I just have to say this, you have to know that if your answer is to call 911, you have to be alive to call 911. All right? You have to be alive to call them. So a lot of these, I mean, it only takes a second for someone to shoot you, or a second for someone to rape you or stab you or whatever, right? So you have to be alive to call. And these are just seconds. These are precious seconds, right? So I don't want anyone to be a victim. And that is why I started my business. It's because I wanted to empower any and everyone that I could to take their own personal safety into their own hands. I don't want people to rely on 911 because, I mean, think about how many crimes happen every single day. If we're all just relying on 911, they respond to crimes. They're not just coming out here, just hanging out at our house like, hey, Skip, you need anything? When I need them, and Foster just said when seconds matter, the police are minutes away. The police are minutes away, and minutes, like someone can harm you and they can be gone. And I had someone reach out to me today and say that their sister had been killed, and he had wished that he would have just been able to not necessarily make her, but convince her to have a firearm because someone stabbed her and killed her. So that's something that you don't want to have to deal with, and you don't want your last thoughts, or you don't want your family to have to deal with these things. And these are just the harsh realities of the times that we live in. Like, there are bad people out there. If you don't think there's someone bad out there that is willing to harm you, then you got to know that you're wrong, because it is. So I want to encourage you to, if you are able to protect yourself, then I want you to put your your personal protection in your own hands if you're able to, and take a class, get informed. And sometimes you'll just be amazed at what you learn and the shift in your mindset. And it's all about the mindset. And sometimes we can avoid these situations. So you may not necessarily need to use your gun, but you may get educated on situational awareness. And there's videos that I've done on my channel about situational awareness, and feel free to go back through and look at those. But just being more aware of your surroundings can enable you to not become a victim, and you can kind of avoid some of these things before they happen. And if you haven't checked out my podcast, I want you to check out the podcast that I did that came out this week. And I was talking to a child about her perspective when it came to firearms and situational awareness. And if you have kids, I think that's something that you can sit down. Well, I know it's something that you can sit down with your kids and sit down and listen to with them and just get their perspective on things, because sometimes you'll be amazed at what they see and what they hear and just their mindset on different things. And like Leah said, keep your head on a swivel. Absolutely. Keep it out of the phone and keep your head on a swivel. And you want to empower your kids to do the same thing, because we're not going to always be there for our kids, and we want them to be able to protect themselves. Black Man said, hey Skip, did you see when I asked about spray? What did you ask about spray? I apologize. Sorry guys, I was waiting on him to post this question. But I see JR said that I be having mom jokes. I do. I have mom jokes. And my kids get so embarrassed. I think my husband and my kids get embarrassed. But they're funny, right? I also what defense spray do I like? Is that what you're asking, Black Man? Send me a message. So there's not one particular spray that that I use or that I endorse. But what I will say when it comes to self-defense spray, make sure that she knows how to use it. She knows the environment that she's going to use it in, right? That if she's using that outside, right? Just think about when you're outside in the wind slightly blowing or whatever it may be, and you're in close quarters with someone and you're using a spray, the possibility of you getting that spray on you is very highly likely. So make sure that she's educated on that. Make sure she knows how to use it and just knows everything about it. And then also campus carry, think about that. But I think I'm gonna make a note. And when I say make a note, then that means that Yarn Dragon is gonna help me make a note as well, because she's awesome. But I'm gonna make a note to put out some stuff about self-defense spray. Because I know a lot of people will lean towards with women or young women, just spray and what is it, stun guns, things like that. But you have to know the area that you live. You have to know how to use it. So a lot of people don't think about that. If they're using these things in close quarters. All right, guys. So something else that I want to share with you is that there is a big event that I have coming up. So if you are anywhere located around Daytona Beach, I want you guys to come to visit me on 31 August for Sky Day. I will be teaching 4 classes. So I want you to go to my Facebook or my Instagram, and I posted about them. I will be teaching 4 classes, and the classes will be free. And I think you just have to purchase like a range pass, which is I think $5. But the classes are free, and there will be 4 classes on Conceal Carry, and I think selecting a firearm, and you guys can just get educated for free. And you'll be able to demo these firearms. So if you're in the area, I would love for you to come and meet me. And for the people who will be attending, I think there's a couple people who are in my Facebook group who said they're going to be coming. We will be grabbing lunch. So I am so excited to go out there. I'm so excited to teach. I love to teach. I've taught a lot of people, and when it comes to teaching concealed carry, teaching anything, I just really love teaching. So I actually have a class tomorrow. It's not really a class. I'm doing a ladies range night. And so some of the ladies do have guns, some ladies don't have guns, some ladies are trained, some not so much. So I'm kind of doing a ladies range night, get out of the house, have some fun, and shoot some targets, right? But I think it's really important that you empower the women around you, and you just empower the people around you to take their own personal protection into their own hands, because it is extremely important. Please don't rely on one single person for your safety. If you are relying on your husband, what about when your husband's at work? What if your husband gets harmed first? Like, if you guys have ever seen the Lifetime movies, that's normally what happens. The husband gets like shot or stabbed first, right? So don't rely on any one person. And I mean, that could be your wife. Don't put your safety into anyone's hands. You want to be able to defend yourself if that situation occurs. Like, you don't want to think, oh my God, because I will just go to great lengths to protect myself and my family. I have 2 kids and I have a husband, and I'm willing to protect them. But side note, I don't watch Lifetime movies. I used to. My mom used to like kill it with the Lifetime movies. She's probably gonna get on here and type in all caps. But yeah, I don't get to watch Lifetime movies. But make sure that you are encouraging other people. And I also want to let you guys know that I do teach kids as well. Like this weekend, I have a class where I'm teaching some young ladies how to shoot. I will be teaching, and I think the ages start at 10 and they go up to 13. And I will be teaching them how to protect themselves. And when it comes to self-protection, and this is going to be the last thing that I'm going to add, it is a huge confidence boost. And the people who just know, for one, you're learning a new skill. So whenever you learn a new skill, and think about the journey that you go through from the moment that you walk into that class, or the moment that you sign up for a class, right? You sign up, you're like, oh my God, I have no idea why I did this, or I'm not comfortable, or I'm scared, right? To the moment where you leave out. So you obviously will learn something when you take a class, and when you learn something and you apply it, you feel even better, right? So I have been able to touch so many people within this last year and just see the transformation that they've made from the moment that we meet to the moment that they leave. And all these people, we have great relationships now. Like, I have students that will text me or email me or whatever, and I have a Facebook group for people to just interact, because I love encouraging people when it comes to this firearms experience, personal protection, situational awareness. I want people to be happy, be confident, and just enjoy their life. So when you know that you're able to take your own safety in your own hands, like you just got like a little different swag about you. And that is just, it's contagious. And other people are like, I wonder what that's all about. And they're like, let me go take a class and let me get educated on protecting myself as well. All right, so encourage people, just know that this is not only for men, it's for women. It's not for one particular race. And I really encourage you to teach your kids as well because they're being exposed to it. And I like teaching families too. I have quite a few families who take the training together, and it's nice to see them learn a new skill together. And sometimes you will see where the kids, and nowadays a lot of kids, or maybe it's just my kids, like I'm lame because I'm mom and they just want to do their own thing. But when it comes to adding guns and training, they want to go out. And I've had kids say, oh, mom and dad, can we go to the range on the weekend instead of doing X, Y, and Z? And that's a skill that you're giving your kids, and they're going to have that for the rest of their lives. So you know that you're giving them a skill that can protect themselves, and also a skill that can help them feed themselves if they need to. They'll know how to hunt, they'll know how to do a lot of things. So that's very, very important. And I highly encourage you to do those things, because buying your kid a new toy or a new game, those things are going to fade away after time. But, teaching them a new skill, that is going to be something that's going to stay with them. When it comes to shooting, this month is National Shooting Sports Month. So please get out there and visit a local range and see what they have going on. There's a lot of different things that are going on. And if you stay tuned in to social media, then there are a lot of giveaways that are going on as well. So try to get out to a local range. The very last day of Shooting Sports Month, I will be in Daytona Beach at, I think it's Volusian is the range. But check out my page, and I want to see you guys there if you can. So they're going to be having a ton of giveaways. So check it out. So maybe if your kids don't want to shoot, maybe you can introduce it to them a different way. I know when I introduced my kids to shooting, we introduced them with paintball, and we didn't introduce them with like a heavy caliber firearm. A lot of people do that, and I don't know why they do it. They will introduce firearms to, let's say, a woman or someone, just anyone who's new, and they'll do it with like a heavy caliber firearm. So when you do things like that, you can ruin that experience for that person. And I've had students who've taken a class with me and say, I haven't touched a gun in 20 years because when my dad or this person taught me how to shoot, this is how they taught me. All right, so please don't do that, because that's not cool. All right. And my next class coming up is, let's see, I have a intro to pistol class coming up on the 7th of September. And I have a Florida Conceal class coming up, and that is on the 21st of September. So my classes are very limited seating, because I like to have that intimate environment where everyone is comfortable and I can answer questions and interact with my students. Unlike sometimes where you go to certain places and it's like a conference room or a lot of people. But Foster said use a 22. Yeah, using a 22 is really good. When I typically start with kids is with a 22. And then sometimes if it's someone who may be kind of scared of the recoil, or they may be very hesitant about the situation, I'll start them with a 22, and then we will transition to something else. But just know it's all about building someone's confidence. It's not about showing them what is cool. Because sometimes people just think like the heavier caliber, the bigger calibers are cool, and it will just ruin it for the person. All right, so Doria said, yeah, my dad introduced me to shooting out the living room window when he heard someone in the yard. That's a way to do it as well. Foster said I have a Walther P22 as a range toy. And shooting 22s is fun. And I just want to also remind you guys, try to go back to the basics. It doesn't have to be all Gucci and all this stuff. You can go back to the basics and start some of this where you are building that proper foundation, and then you can kind of speed things up. But everybody's trying to be Gucci and all that now, and it's not really necessary. You just need to start with the basics and build upon those. But let's see here. Do you guys have any last questions? Because if not, then we're going to do our last giveaway for the night. But do you guys remember those little, I'm gonna probably say it wrong, so don't come for me when I do, but was it like a little cap gun when we were kids? So when I say when we were kids, like I have no idea who's watching the live and like how old they were. I just remember being a kid and using those little guns. So Black Man, I have the GSG Firefly too, and I absolutely love it. That is what I use with my new shooters, kids, all of that. But I really like that gun. It is a very, very decent little gun, and it's not that expensive either. Hey Chico, how are you? All right, and one last thing, if you don't know, I am an affiliate for a few companies. I'm an affiliate for Palmetto State Armory. Make sure that you check out my last video with Palmetto State Armory. And if you want the affiliate link for Palmetto, I would really, really appreciate it if you use my affiliate link if you are purchasing from Palmetto. But you can get that off my Facebook page, or you can go to my website and get it from my website. You'll just have to scroll down, but then you can get to my affiliate link. The affiliate link is very much a link to where you make a purchase. You're not paying anything additional. They are just giving us like a small cut, right, for you guys using those links. And I'm also an affiliate for Aero Precision. Aero Precision is awesome as well, and you can get that link from my Facebook page. And both of these companies have a lot of awesome deals, so make sure that you check them out. Let's see who else. And just check out my website because I have a lot of cool products. I have the Chameleon Conceal Carry handbags. I also have those really cool Skips Tactical Solutions logo shirts. And there should be a couple people in here on the live that have either won a shirt or have a shirt, and they're very comfortable. And I also am a dealer for Breakthrough Clean Technologies and HoloSun. If you have not checked out HoloSun, they have some really nice optics, and I did a interview with them. So you can check out that interview on my channel as well. And then Athlon Optics, we are a dealer for Athlon and Talon Grips. So we definitely have Talon Grips. And thank you so much. We are a dealer for Olight, and I have my handy dandy little Olight right here. This is my everyday carry light, my Olight. I love this. I love this. Oh, and then I'm also a dealer for Miss Conceal Carry holsters. That is my go-to holster. And if you guys have not checked them out, make sure that you head to my website and check them out. I love, love, love my Miss Conceal hidden heat wrap. That is pretty much how I carry my gun majority of the time. But this is my EDC light. If you haven't checked out Olight, please check them out. I've talked about them quite a few times on the live. Marv said, will there be a live with Vaultec? I'm still stuck on their safes. You know what? I'll reach out to Vaultec and see if they're willing to do something. I'm no longer affiliated with them, but I still love their products, and I will reach out to them and see if they will. Foster said better holsters. I haven't checked out their holsters. Black Mint, that ring, oh my gosh. Thank you. All right, guys, so I think it's time for tonight's final giveaway. I do want to say I appreciate every single one of you for being here tonight. I appreciate every single one of you for tuning in to this live. Every single Thursday, 8 p.m. Eastern, I'm doing a live. Something else that I want to throw out there really quick for you guys is the week of September 9th, I may or may not, so it'll actually be the 12th of September, I may or may not be doing a live because I will be at Palmetto State Armory and I will be in Columbia and working on some content for you guys. So if there's anything that you want to see from Palmetto State Armory, please let me know because I will be there and I will be there for a few days and I will be gathering as much intel as you guys want, but it will be a very, very fun time and hopefully I'll be able to get a lot of content. But, you know, I'm not really good at these videos. So I might only get one video. But yes, that week I will be at Palmetto, and if you guys want me to do a live from there, I will definitely try to do a live from there, but it may not be at the normal live time, but I may be able to get some interviews with them, and I'll definitely get some interviews, but I will definitely try to get content as well. So you gotta let me know what you want. Texas Outlaw, how come you haven't got one? Those are really, really nice. And those AKVs are nice too. Chico Weiss, thank you so much for telling everybody to smash that thumbs up. I really appreciate when you guys smash that thumbs up. And I also appreciate when you guys share the live. So I did, let's see, we did a sticker pack for our earlier giveaway. So Texas Outlaw, make sure that you reach out about that. Let's see for our next one what we shall do. Why don't we do a gorilla? So give me a second here, guys, so I can get this together. I think we will do a gorilla giveaway. That is very understandable as to why you cannot buy it right now. So I feel you. And another thing is Palmetto State Armory has their Fiocchi 9mm, I'm going to say 115 grain on sale right now. And it is like $8.49 a box, which is a really good deal. And I think if you buy... I didn't plan on talking about this, so that's my bad. I think if you buy 20, then it is free shipping, but don't quote me on that. But it's free shipping if you buy a certain amount. So I like to stock up on ammo when it is on sale. So this is definitely a sale price that you would want to stock up on that ammo. So you can go to my Facebook page, or if you want the link, then you can reach out to me. But definitely make sure that you purchase from Palmetto State when they, well, their prices are pretty much good all the time. But make sure that you do that because there's some pretty good prices. So I think I did an air bill with PSA, complete lower and a complete upper. Nice. All right, guys, so give me a second because I'm going to do a giveaway, but then I'm also going to show you guys what next week's giveaway is going to be. I have a very, very busy weekend. And I hope that you guys have a safe weekend as well. So, I'm not sure if you guys know this, but when it comes to YouTube, we cannot post any links that direct to gun companies. So, I cannot post my Palmetto links on YouTube, but if you send me a message somewhere else, I can send you a link. Or if you go to any of my other pages, then I have my links, but we cannot post gun links on YouTube. Yeah, it's crazy. So, this is going to be for the people that are on the live. So, I'm going to show you guys this, and this is going to be for the people that are on the live. After that, once I announce the winner, I'm going to announce a giveaway that will be announced next week for next week's live, okay? So, I don't do this many giveaways all the time, but I be feeling real good, and I be wanting to give you guys good stuff. So, this giveaway will be Gorilla ammunition. So thanks to Gorilla for giving us this. And then this one is, it's another one, but it's white. And then a gorilla hat. All you have to do is type in the comments giveaway. So this is for right now. If you want to be entered to win this swag, then all you got to give away in the comments below. So this is a gorilla giveaway. Type giveaway in the comments below. And what do you guys have going on this weekend? I'm going to give you guys like a minute and a half to comment giveaway. And if you know, oh guys, Texas Outlaw is just letting you guys win on this one. If you know anyone who would benefit or you think they would like my channel, please make sure that you share my channel with them. I truly appreciate each and every one of you who are taking time out to spend time with me, and you guys are just awesome. So I do appreciate you all. Leah, thank you so much for sharing. Adoria, thank you so much. Adoria said, love your videos. Thank you so much. Chris from MD said, I'm going to do the Popeyes versus Chick-fil-A challenge this weekend. I have to look that up. So I've seen people talking about Popeyes versus Chick-fil-A, but I haven't seen the challenge. All right, guys, make sure that you have entered for the giveaway. Marv said that his Wi-Fi went down during the giveaway. Maybe that was someone who wanted to win and they were like, not today, Marv. right, thank you, Texas Outlaw. I know everyone's talking about that sandwich, and I feel like if it's not really that good, then I'm going to be mad. All right, so the winner of this giveaway is Rodney Freeman. So Rodney Freeman, congratulations, first of all, and please reach out and let us know what your address is so that we can get this sent out to you. So Rodney has won a gorilla giveaway. So congratulations. And for those of you who didn't win anything tonight, or if you're just still watching this video, then I want to let you know that you still have the chance to win something next week. Next week, you have the chance to win some Glock swag, all right? So you have the chance to win this Glock. We've got your 6. You have the chance to, and that's a sticker, to win a Glock Perfection hat. Hat, sticker, and also a Glock lanyard. All right. And this will be announced next week. All you have to do is wait until this video is over, or even if you don't wait until this video is over, you have to comment under the description of the video, not in the live chat, only under the description of the video. You just have to comment giveaway. All right, guys, under the description of the video, comment giveaway. So thank you so much to each and every one of you who tuned in tonight. I hope that you have a very happy and safe weekend, and I will see each and every one of you back here next Thursday at 8 p.m. Eastern for Talk to Me Thursday, and I hope that you guys have a great weekend. Do not forget to enter for that Glock swag giveaway, guys. Have a good weekend. Good night.